It's rare that a game can make you feel nostalgic even though it's a brand new entry in a well-known franchise. And when I heard the news that the epic space battles from Star Wars Battlefront 2 was being made into its own separate game, I was a bit skeptical at first, I have to admit. But after having some time with it, I've come to realize there is much more to this game than what you see in the trailers or on the box art. Hi, I'm Charlie K for NeoAir, your gaming portal, and this is our review of Star Wars Squadrons. Star Wars Squadrons starts off with giving you a taste of both sides of the story, starting off with working with the Empire and a TIE fighter, and then being able to try out rebel spacecraft such as the X-Wing. From the start, you are introduced to characters in the Empire who set out to locate a cruiser ship smuggling refugees through a sector in space. And, right off the bat, you are left to question whether being an Imperial pilot is the right thing to do. You happen to locate the cruiser ship and pursue it through a gauntlet of enemies and a cavern inside an asteroid. You are then stopped by the rebels in a unique way that makes you interested in finding out more about the characters in the game and more about the rebels. Of course, we are trying to not spoil things for you, but let's just say the game does a really good job at teetering between both sides of the overall story. The characters have backstories that make the single player mode worth exploring, but unfortunately since we only got to play the game for a limited time, we didn't get a chance to see their stories be fully fleshed out. Something we are looking forward to when the game is fully released. For what we got to play so far, there is an even balance between playing as both the Empire and the Rebels. Now keep in mind we only got to try out a demo version of the game, so our experience may be a lot different when the full game comes out. Oh, and unfortunately we never got to try out the game on the PlayStation VR either, but from what we got to experience in the gameplay aspect was an enjoyable experience. The controls are not quite the same as they were in Star Wars Battlefront 2, and there is a bit of a steep learning curve at first, but once you nail it, it makes the experience much more interesting rather than just focusing on dogfights in the deepest parts of space. The game shows different types of ships in the hangar, allowing you to choose between the agile ships such as the TIE Fighter, or the X-Wing, or the super quick A-Wing or Interceptor. Each ship has a unique purpose which is much more apparent in this game and for each mission more than it was in Star Wars Battlefront. In fact, the loadouts for each mission feel remarkably similar to how Ace Combat chooses aircrafts for each unique scenario. Once you've selected your ship, you get launched straight into the fight. Now there's a couple of things you need to know. 1. Your ship has 3 different modes: speed, defense and offense. Speed mode will make your ship faster, but at the cost of losing defense. The defense mode will allow you to take more hits, but you will lose both speed and attack. And attack will optimize your ship to deal more damage and make you agile, but lowers you in defense. Or there is always a 4th option of being equal across the board. You can change these modes with a simple tap of the button, as easy it is to change weapons, making the star battles a little bit more interesting and adding some depth to the combat, particularly in the multiplayer mode. Speaking of the multiplayer mode, the dogfights in the multiplayer are really enjoyable and just snap really well. They feel fluid and there's so much happening on the screen, it keeps it exciting and engaging. However, what lets it down is that there's too much of a similar mode to Star Wars Battlefront 2, and the modes feel very rinse and repeat. It's not able to attack this certain ship, or defend this particular base, or destroy as many enemies as you possibly can. So we can only hope that, when the game fully releases, there are at least a few more modes available post-launch. Overall, the game has a solid storyline that is worth investing your time into, and the multiplayer modes are worth having a crack at, but the staying power may dwindle over time. We can only hope that EA can keep momentum up for the game post-launch. Star Wars Squadrons is a solid game to play and worth buying, and we give the game a total of 8 out of 10. For more news, reviews and gaming related content, be sure to hit the subscribe button and the bell icon so you don't miss a single video. This is Charlie K, Gamers Unite, and we will see you on the next level.